Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you some bizarre places you can place item frames and signs in Minecraft. Both these items are really cool when it comes to builders because it means that you can actually place stuff like emeralds or your diamond sword or even your item frame inside an item frame to show it off to someone, or you can write messages to people who are playing your maps and stuff, and in general they're just really useful items. But there's actually a bunch of places that it really doesn't make logical sense that you can place them, but you can do it anyway, and I thought it'd be cool to share some of those with you in today's video. So please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let's say you do like it. I want to see more stuff like this on the channel, but let's get straight into it already, shall we? So yeah, as you're probably already aware, you can place it on pretty much any solid block, so you probably could anticipate that it'll work on acacia wood, or it'll work on diamond blocks, or even that it'll work on like obsidian and stuff. But some of the ones you might not have anticipated are first of all transparent or semi-transparent blocks. So all of these blocks here, the glass, the glowstone, the leaves, and the ice, are technically transparent. In 3 cases, they are literally transparent, as you can see right through them here. But even in spite of that, you can place blocks right in there. And weirdly enough, it actually allows you to see the other half of the block, because when you place a full block in an item frame, so we put an end stone in there right now, you can see that even though you can only see half on this side, the other half does still render. It just renders inside the block. So if you have a transparent block, like a glass block, or like the leaves here, you can actually see the block inside there, which is very bizarre because you can see the leaves through the leaves here and then see through that. And it's very, very weird, but it is a thing you can totally do. And I think that's kind of a cool little exclusive thing right here. So yeah, you can use the transparency of this to see the part of the block that you wouldn't normally see. However, you can't see through signs this way. Signs are only one way, as you can see. You can't see the cat message on this side, which is the most important message you'll ever see on a sign. So yeah, that's that right there. Glowstone, obviously, it's transparent, but not technically transparent, so you can't see the other half unless you glitch inside the block. So yeah, funnily enough, you can actually use this to see the ice through the ice, which didn't used to be normally a thing, which means not only can you put an item frame in your item frame, but you can also put ice in your ice and see through that like that. So yeah, that's something cool you can do. I can resist doing that. So yeah, let's move on to the next kind of category, which is blocks that aren't even full blocks. So obviously you can put 2 half slabs together and make them a block, and it will work just fine. But you can also do bizarre things like, have a half slab which has, item frames all the way around it. And if you put maps inside there, it's kind of like having full blocks around each side, which means if you want to make like kind of an armchair effect, if you use stairs like this, you can do that totally, and it will just entirely let you on any side, on the front here, on the back, anywhere you want to. It just counts as a full block as far as item frames are concerned. So if you want to have a very bizarre looking seat that kind of locks you off right here, that's something you can do this way. So it's weird enough when you just consider half slabs and stairs, but it gets very bizarre when you have blocks that aren't even a full block wide. So if we take this fence, for instance, as you can see, like the fence kind of, according to the item frames, it's like a full block wide, but obviously we can get much closer. So, in the same kind of sense, we can be standing right inside this glowstone block, inside the item frame, despite it being attached to this fence, which is over here. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to stand inside an item frame, that's a very bizarre desire, first of all, but now it's something you can totally go ahead and do. So yeah, you can do that on a fence post. You can also do on iron bars over here, as you can see, but one of the more bizarre ones to me is the fact that you can do it on glass panes or stained glass panes. So if you look over here, there's this big gap between there and there. I think this is the biggest gap, and exactly why it still lets you is beyond me. But again, if you want to see the full block, even the half you can't normally see, this is something you can totally do that. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool personally. So let's see our bookshelf that we can stand inside right there. I think it's nice. So yeah, that is being able to place it on any block that's not a full size block. But it gets even weirder than this. Not only can you place it on transparent stuff and on blocks that aren't even blocks, but you can also place it on blocks which are kind of dynamic and that you might not expect. So, for example, first of all, we've got the bed here. So even though the bed isn't a full block tool and isn't a full block, but it's not really a proper block in a lot of ways because of how it works, you can still place item frames on any side of it. Obviously, if you're in the end or the nether like I am, make sure you crouch before you place it, because otherwise you will regret what happens. In fact, even in the overworld, you can't place it unless you crouch place. But along the same lines, if you crouch place, you can actually place it on doors too. So you can actually, let's put our bookshelf in there, you can actually store stuff on your door if you want to, and then just walk straight through it, and I think it's cool in that way. So yeah, that's something you can do with a door like this, but you can also use this in a really cool way, in my opinion, to kind of make a one-way door. So if you want to have a peephole in your door so you can see people before they come in, I mean, if you've got a wooden door, they can just break in anyway. But if you're scared about your security, what you can actually do is use it to cover up the little hole in the wooden door, because the wooden door has this default little thing here, and it actually makes it so it's a one-way door. So from the outside, there's no way to see in there. Can you see? There's just no proper way to see unless you kind of glitch through the wall here, which is really bizarre. But yeah, there's no way to see through this door right here unless you're on this side, in which case, for some reason, because the door's only like this wide as far as this angle is concerned, you can actually see around the item frame, which makes it a very bizarre but technically working one-way door, or one-way mirror, because you can see right through it like that, but you can't see on this way. So yeah, that's kind of cool, kind of bizarre. I guess it's not a one-way mirror because there's no mirror on this side, but still, it's like a little peephole. You can scrutinize people if they're standing outside, and probably not going to come up too useful. But again, if you like to scrutinize people before they come in your house, totally a useful thing there. So yeah, it works on any type of door, including the weird doors, the iron doors, but it also works on trap doors, which I don't see being quite so useful because, it's just bizarre. But if you want it to be placed on like the tiniest of tiny blocks, so you can have an item frame on nothing, you can basically do this, and then people will walk over it, and it's kind of fine like that. So yeah, you can place it on blocks that move, place it on blocks that aren't blocks, place it on blocks that are transparent, but you can also place it on very functional blocks. So if you want to place it on a daylight sensor, you can do that. Again, it's got the same thing where you can just run straight over it. You can place it on your enchantment tables. Again, with both of them, if you want to have, a sign on there, because the signs come so close to fitting on there, but not quite. If you want to have, item frames on your brewing stand, it's tricky. You might think, oh no, not possible at first, because you just won't do it. You have to place it on the place, and then it will actually let you do that. So if you want to do the same thing over here, you can place these. Oh, that's going up there. But yeah, you can see how that would work. It's pretty cool in my opinion. You can do the same thing over here with your hopper. Even though it looks like it's barely a block, it does count as a block. So you can put a sign on there to indicate this is the bookshelf hopper. Same thing with your anvil. You can be like, this is an experience point one, and then you can do that, and it works like magic. So yeah, functional blocks as well as all this other stuff. But let's go into the weird category, because some of these things are cool, some of them are weird, but the things that really weird me out are, first of all, the Ender Dragon egg. That's right, this is a block you can't even properly tap down on with most blocks, but if you crouch, you can actually go ahead and you can place your item frames on there. So if you want to use it as an item frame store, you can do that. If you want to use it as a way of storing signs, be like, aha, I killed the Ender Dragon, you can do that too. But the one that has to be the weirdest for me, and maybe this is just me not understanding Minecraft well enough, is the fact that you can place signs on signs. And not only can you place signs on signs, you can place item frames on signs. And this means you have a weird situation where if you break this, it breaks that sign, which breaks that sign, which breaks that sign, which knocks that off. But that means this is supported by an imaginary air chain of signs. And this gets even worse because you can kind of change direction on these signs, because these are floating in midair, kind of supported by this single bedrock block. So as you see, if we go around here, these signs support these signs, which go all the way along here, all the way over to here, and then boom, on this side, we can put our sign just over there. And that sign is supported by that block over there, which is very bizarre, but it's something you can totally do. And at any point on the way, if we want to be like, yeah, let's have an item frame there and one over there too, we can totally do that. And I just think that's very bizarre, because now if we knock this single block off, it has the very weird chain reaction knocking everything off. So yeah, what is the weirdest thing you can place a sign or an item frame on? In my opinion, it has to be signs. I think the fact that you can place signs on signs, again, it's just they're like, oh, I heard you like signs, I'll put signs on your signs so you can sign while you sign. I don't really entirely understand why that is, but if you do, then I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. But anyway, I hope you did all enjoy the video. Let me know which, one you think is the weirdest, or if you learned something new here, because to me, the fact that you can place item frames on so much is kind of bizarre. Like, why can you place item frames in a daylight sensor? What is the logic here? How is that even staying on? Or why can you place them on a moving door and move the door? I don't know. Logic. It's just not a thing that's here today. So, yeah, let me know which is your favorite, which you might be using in the comments down below. And like that if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them all daily on your homepage. So thank you all for watching. This is why you don't go to sleep in the end. Goodbye.